What kind of cut you think you want to do to chop these off?
What you mean?
You don't want like waves on top, right? You want it to be enough to like sponge?
I want, yeah,
Be
like
a little curly?
just keep like, yeah, whatever is cut up here. that you
Yeah.
can keep at the end of the lock, just keep it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Look at that. What made you start growing these in the first place?
And I cut my hair like 5 years ago, like this before. And then I got it cut. I was like, I'm not gonna dread the top.
Yeah.
because I wanted dreads before. So I did it. Now I'm over it again. The dreads were just kind of like a thing I wanted to experiment with for a while.
It was a
I
good
did that.
look. You had one of my
5
favorite
years.
heads to cut.
Oh, now you tell me that I should cut.
No, I mean,
I appreciate it.
still, I need to tell you that.
It's crazy when you think about how long you grow these out.
All the things
It
you
really
went through
wasn't-
with them.
Yeah, it was just time.
Bro, your son about to be like,
I mean?
what?
Yeah.
You're the first one I got ever
So-
to do this with. In
Cut
10 years of
dreads?
cutting, I've never been able to cut someone's locks off.
Yeah, like people really like refrigerate these things. It's crazy.
They save them and then you can reattach
It's
them.
just crazy.
Save them. You
That
might
sounds
change your
nice.
mind. You might change your mind.
No, I could just regrow.
Mhm. People will buy them for
That's
real.
why I'm cutting them off. I want them gone out. I'm sitting around the house. Like, for real.
Yeah. You told your parents you was doing it?
Nope. That's what I was just thinking
What?
about. Yeah, that's what I was just about to say.
Bro,
I'm
they're
my
gonna be like,
parents, but-
what? What are you going through?
What's
they're
happening?
about to get real deep. They're about to get real deep.
What is really happening? I haven't felt like
The last two.
So deep.
The last two. You ain't trying
Last
to keep
two.
one? Yeah, don't do that. Alright, one more. Say goodbye.
Alright.
Sheesh.
They're gone.
He's gone. Sure you don't want. Are you gonna take
No.
him with you?
No. I
You
mean,
sure?
no.
I'm about to say I get a bag for him.
They got-
I'll put him over here so you don't gotta hold him.
I'm just picking them up here.
I got you.
I got it. Yeah. Looks like something that's gonna attack me.
You see what we got going on, man. We already chopped off her lock, so we're gonna go ahead and pick it all the way through. I'm just making sure that the ends aren't knotted before we go ahead and shampoo it. So that's what I'm doing here. And you'll notice that there's some points where my pick gets caught, like right here. And that's because the end of it still has, it's still locked. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and grab my scissor and just snip that off and then re-pick it. And I'm just prepping it for the shampoo, which I know has to feel super crazy, especially after having those, locks for so long. So I already shampooed it. Now I'm applying some conditioner to go ahead and soften everything up, make it a nice relaxing experience. The shampoo and conditioner I use is a tea tree oil shampoo. It's Paul Mitchell. So it has a nice smell and it actually kind of makes your head tingle after you use it, which is a cool experience. And now we're gonna go ahead and dry her hair with the towel and get ready for this cut, man. She's already looking like a whole different person. As you can see, I'm just picking it all the way through, making sure I elevate that hair off of the scalp. And our biggest issue we're gonna have to attack here is the length difference from the sides to the top, right? Because she had locks, so she technically had an undercut which was shaved, and now I'm gonna have to transition the sides into the top. So that's gonna be the biggest issue, but I'm gonna show you guys how to attack it. But what I'm doing right here is just evening out the top with the scissors. She wanted to keep majority of the length, so that's why I'm not taking off too much here. I just want to make sure that it's even. So now I'm freehanding with my clipper as well. And you can already see how the hair is flopping over the sides there. That is the issue that we're going to have to blend. But let's get into the fade first. So we're going to come in with our clipper closed. And I'm starting at the end of the eyebrow and dropping it towards the back. We're still doing the same cut that we did when she did have the locks, but now we're applying it to a shorter style. So I'm starting off with my clipper closed first because it just makes it a lot easier to get rid of that bald line. So now I'm just connecting the left side with the right side, making sure that it comes down into the back, consistently. I don't want it to be wavy. I want the line to drop down perfectly. And now we're going to use our trimmer right under that clipper closed to go ahead and bald everything else out. Letting the weight of that trimmer do the work, not pressing too hard. And as you can see on the back of her neck, on this moment, you can see that she kind of bumped up, and it's because I used the shaver on the back of her neck. So what I did in this haircut is only use the shaver on the side, and I left the back of her neck alone, let it heal, let the ingrowns go away. So now I'm going to come in with the lever open on my clipper, and we're going to go up about a finger's width here, dropping it towards the back, maintaining that same shape. So yes, I mean, no, my clippers weren't dirty. That's not what those bumps are. It's just irritated skin, because a lot of times with people who have curly hair, the shaver can cause the hair to grow back in a weird way to where it grows under the skin and cause those little bumps or ingrowns that you see. So now I know for future reference not to do that, you know what I mean? So now we grab that one guard open, and we're going to establish all our lines going up, and then we'll blend down. So this is lever all the way open, still about a finger's width. Now we're going towards the back, doing the same thing. Connecting that right side with her left, because I already completed the right side, as you can see. And we're trying to make sure that everything is consistent, smooth, and the cleanest blend possible. And now we grabbed our 1.5 closed, I believe. And then as I move up, I open up that lever. And the length that we used to take her hair down to for the undercut when she did have the locks was a 1.5. So I know this is going to be the biggest guard that I'm going to use. And then anything above that, I'll do clipper over comb. Still working with that 1.5, trying to make this as clean as possible. But like I told you, the top of this blend is going to be the, the area that we have to spend the most time in to make sure the transition from the top to the sides is as clean and as smooth as possible. So now I have the lever all the way open. Now it's closed again once I get towards the back on that occipital bone. And now for that line I just pointed out, underneath that one open, I'm going to attack with my half guard open. And if I notice the open isn't doing the job, I'll close it halfway. And if that isn't doing the job, I'll close it all the way. And then I'll just keep repeating that process. So as you can see, I open it back up here as I get higher in the blend. And slowly but surely, that line is starting to disappear. And the reason I like to drop the fade on her head especially is because, as you can see in the back, it kind of bulges out a little bit. That's just due to the bone that, the occipital bone in the back of the head. So I think dropping it, especially when the fade is done, really complements her head shape. And it just suits her better. So I'm just working with that half guard. Now I went back to my one open. Because a lot of times when fading, going through the steps isn't enough, right? Sometimes you need to go back to a guard that you already used in detail and try to get it as blended as you can, because everyone's hair grows different. It grows in different directions. They have different dark spots. So it's important to always go back and detail those areas. And it's starting to look a little more consistent, a little cleaner. I have that one guard closed here. And you'll also notice I'm brushing and combing as needed. And that's because I want the hair to lay down as clean as possible. Now I have my 1.5 once again. And this is the biggest guard that I use. So I believe after this, I'll get rid of that bald line at the bottom. And then I'll do some clipper over comb. That blend is looking a whole lot smoother, especially in the back area. And now to get rid of that last line, I'm going to come in closed. And then as I move up within this fade, I'll open up that lever. So I'm tapping at that line closed. And then I open it until we get this completely blended out. And you can see this blend is coming together. It's looking super clean. Especially after we do the lineup and style the top. She's going to be a brand new person. Utilizing a lot of the corner of the blade, especially in the area that drops, because I don't want to take that any higher. I want to keep it in the same place. So using the corner kind of gives me a safety net and a better way to blend into those dark areas. And now to transition into the top a little better, I'm going to do some clipper over comb as I was telling you guys. So I'm coming in with that comb and flaring out slightly. And you'll see sometimes all it takes is combing those top hairs down a little bit, and it makes the transition from the sides to the top a little better. Now I'm freehanding the parietal ridge to make it look a little more consistent. And you can still see a slight disconnection, and that's only going to go away over time. By next haircut, that should pretty much match and look pretty seamless. But I believe we got it as clean as we could. Now we're going to get into the lineup. So we're starting in the middle, and we're going to work towards her left corner first. Staying as clean as possible, but at the same time, you know, keeping it as natural as possible as well. Now I'm lining up the vertical bar. Now for the arch, I like to start at the top of the arch, and then you'll see I'll work my way towards the bottom. And this is framing the entire haircut. It's bringing everything together. Now we're going to move on to her other side and do that same thing, moving towards her right corner, which you can tell is just slightly lighter, but I'm not going to change up what I did on the other side. I'm, you know, keeping it as natural as we can, and then we'll use enhancements accordingly. Top of the arch, we'll go to the bottom. Now we'll go to the start at the top, then go to the bottom and meet those 2 points in the middle. That thing is coming together super nice. And now we're gonna use some enhancement. So I have some Kiss Express and alcohol mix in my airbrush, and I'm just putting the card right on the line and spraying it, you know, lightly and darkening it up as needed. Towards the front, I'm gonna do that same exact thing. Now we're gonna come to her left side and do that once again. See, I'll apply it lightly, check it out, then apply more, because you don't want to spray it too dark. If you spray it too dark, you know, that's how enhancements get a bad rap. It starts to look like Sharpie, it starts to look too fake, and you don't want that. And now we're gonna get into the razor work to sharpen everything up. So I'm stretching the skin in the opposite direction of which I'm using the razor, and I'm bringing everything to that line. And as you can see, we're getting the nice ash line that gives it that crispy look naturally, right, with no white pencil. And that just comes with proper prep of the lineup, which is spraying alcohol, a light amount of hairspray, and then using cool air. And now for the other side, I'm gonna do the same thing, stretch the skin, and then let the razor do the work. You don't have to press down hard with the razor. All you gotta do is glide over the skin, so make sure you use it at an angle. Here's a farther view. That lineup is hitting, that fade is hitting. It's really coming together here. And now for the cherry on top, we're gonna go ahead and style it. So I'm gonna wet the hair, and then my client did bring in a curling cream that she uses or used to use, so I put that in, and now I'm gonna sponge it. And after we sponge it, that really makes the haircut look finished and makes it look super clean, super modern. She looks way happier. Now we're gonna go ahead and show her the mirror, see the reaction. As you can see, at least I can see, she loved it. But this is how she came in, and this is how she left leaving. We changed her life. All right, if this video helped you in any way, shape, or form, or you were entertained by it, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And like always, I will catch y'all next time. Peace.